Hello, and welcome to the Soul of Innovation podcast. I am the host, Thomas Anglero, and my mission for this podcast is to share with you those private thoughts and reflections that I have, being one of the top keynote speakers around the world on technology, motivation, and innovation. I hope you truly enjoy all the lessons I share, all the dots I connect that sometimes are just really difficult to get out, but it's all for you. I truly hope you enjoy this episode. Welcome to the Soul of Innovation podcast. I'm your host, Thomas Anglero, and I got a question for you. What goal did you achieve today? You know, everybody in your mind right now, you have a whole bunch of things that you know you should be doing. Or let's flip it to the other side. You know, there's a whole bunch of things that you need to take care of that you're avoiding. Why are we doing this? You know, it's like success is literally at the tip of your nose. Right now, just touch the tip of your nose. You can see your finger touching the tip of your nose. You can feel the tip of your nose, and you're going, boy, I don't touch my tip of my nose much. Kind of strange thing. So is success. You don't touch success enough. And success is so close that it's at the tip of your nose. The things that we avoid, the things that we think about throughout the day that we know we need to handle, that we know we need to accomplish, we know a person we need to talk to, a book that we need to write, a phone call we need to make, an email we need to send. I could go on and on. A person we need to talk to, how's that one? Or a person we need to visit, hit with the heavy stuff. We know you need to do this stuff, and you procrastinate on it. And when we do this short list that we have in our head, and I hope to God for you it's a very short list. If it's a long list, then you have a lot of things ahead of you. And we know, let me put it away and make it more direct. You know that when you accomplish, when you go after these individual things, you talk to that person or you send that email or you sit down and you prioritize yourself, then that's going to bring you that much closer to where you're supposed to be on the line, on the path of your destiny. Going to work every single day and collecting that damn paycheck is not an accomplishment. Let me repeat that. Going to work, getting up in the morning every single day and coming home and saying, I had a great day at work today, that is not an accomplishment. It is an accomplishment at the most minute level. Because you and a couple of other billion people are doing or setting the bar at the same damn height. You're not differentiating yourself from a billion other people. Probably around 3 billion other people. You're celebrating the fact that you have accomplished that you're exactly like 3 billion other people. Hear the silence? Yet, the thing that's going to differentiate you, the thing that's going to make you be that version of you that's inside of you that's really just at the tip of your nose is to do the thing that is eating at you inside of your head, that you know you're supposed to do. Why aren't you doing it? Break it down. If it's someone you have to talk to, how hard it is to talk to that person. And after talking to that person, whether or not you got what you wanted, or the person opened up back, or the person walked away, at least you tried, and you've moved the ball further down the road. You made some progress, and with that progress, you open up all these other things that are going to happen for you, to you, about you. But if you don't handle those things that are eating in your head that you know you're supposed to do. Now realize this list that's in your head, nobody else knows that list. That's the list I'm talking about. No one else knows that private list that you have in your head. Now that's what you're supposed to be working on. You're not supposed to be going out drinking beer with your friends. You're not supposed to be out hanging out with people you're not supposed to be hanging out. You're not supposed to be doing you know what with who. You're definitely not supposed to be doing that because all those things are distractions. What you're supposed to be doing is doing that thing that takes care of you. How many years you've been distracting yourself? Life is not a distraction. Life is a blessing. And you're avoiding that blessing. You're avoiding, you could be stuck where you are. How long you've been doing what you've been doing. And it's nobody else's fault. Don't blame anybody. Don't blame your boss. Don't blame the stupid people around you. Don't blame you don't have a good job. The people around you are idiots. All that stuff is self-reflection. It's you that's holding you back because you're not going after that list. When you go after the list, this is what's going to happen. This private list that you have. When you go after that list and you do those things, whether or not, based on prior to you doing that, what you thought was success, because you talked to that person, sent that email, you know the list that's in your head, because you did it, you are more than successful because think of it as, two dimensions. You have X and Y, right? All of a sudden, another dimension appears. It ain't Z, it's something else. That's life. This completely unknown thing happens when you handle your business. This unknown thing happens when you finally push your maturity clock up a little bit. That's what's holding you back. I repeat, life is not a distraction. Going to work, coming home and saying, what a great day, I'm happy for you, but 3 billion other people have set the bar that low. I don't think, matter of fact, there's no way we're all supposed to be here to be exactly like everybody else. None of us look the same. None of us talk the same at a DNA level. We're the same by 99.9%, but we're all different. Right? We all have different fingerprints. Our bloods are different. Our chemical makeup is different. There's some huge amounts of overlap, but there's no one identical to you. So why the hell are you so happy to be like 3 billion other people? All you got to do is prioritize yourself. Prioritize those things that you have in your head that you know you're supposed to be doing. That's all I want you to do. That's all I want you to do is prioritize you. First step, write down that list of what are those things that you know you're supposed to be doing. Right now, if you're driving your car, don't write down a list. I don't want you to get into a car accident. I want you to pick up your mobile phone. Almost all mobile phones today have some sort of recording device and say it out loud. If you're alone in your car and you're listening to this, ain't nobody going to hear you. Make sure your windows are closed. Turn on the air conditioning if you're in some hot place, or put on the heat if you're in a cold place. But you're private. Nobody's going to listen to you. And it's going to be the best medicine for you by saying that list that's been eating inside of you, saying it out loud. My God, you're going to take away all the weight from it. Matter of fact, you just open the door to succeeding and whatever that new definition of success is. If you're able to write it down, it's even more powerful. As you write it down, say it out loud. Bring it to life. Give it CPR. That's the step. Once you do that, the next step of actually following through is so much easier. But it's that first step that's the hardest. The first step. I'm just reflecting back when I was a kid. I think when you're a teenager and you're trying to find yourself, it's so hard with those first steps. That first time you know you're supposed to do something and it scares you because that's your moment of going from a teenager to a young man or a young lady. It's your first mature thought, mature action, and it's just the scariest thing in the world. I have a feeling a lot of us are stuck at that moment. And what should be a short list has ended up being a long list because we just don't want to take that step. I know it sounds stupid, but touch your nose. It's that easy. This is Thomas Inglero for the Soul of Innovation podcast. I truly, truly love you. And I say these things only because I see these things in myself, and I see these things in the people that I talk to, and communicate with, and spend time with, and I meet all over the world. And it's the same thing that's holding us all back. And then I meet a few people who are succeeding, and all they're doing is they're getting rid of the distraction. And they're doing what they're supposed to do. They're having that difficult conversation. They're communicating. They're talking to that person. They're actually taking that trip that they're supposed to go on. That's all they're doing, is they're doing that which is best for them. But it's not ego. They just know they're supposed to do that. And then all these magical things happen. And it is magical. Life is about you. You just have to do these things that allow you to allow the magic to come into your life. Go forth and spread beauty and light. Prioritize your life. Prioritize yourself. Don't be egotistical. Love everyone around you. But take care of you. Write that list. Record your voice. And when you get scared or you hesitate, just touch your nose. It's that easy. I love you. Until next time. Thank you for listening to that episode. If you want to contact me, you can contact me on my website at englero.com. And you can also subscribe to the newsletter. Or you can find me anywhere on social media with Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. Thank you so much, and I hope to hear from you very soon.